wave your hand, wave your hand, wave your hand from the Caribbean. Wave your hand, wave your hand, wave your hand from your one number one. From you ready for the competition. You not take intimidation.
Well, the music in the background means we start this Thursday of the SportsMax zone with cricket. Defending champions Ghana Amazon Warriors remained perfect in the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League, beating St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots by 40 runs in Match 7 played at Warner Park on Wednesday evening. Gerard Morrisili, he has the recap.
Of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League saw Guyana Amazon Warriors winning the toss and batting against St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, who were aiming to give their home crowd something to cheer about after a heartbreak against the Kings. Things were even after the power play with the score at 53 for 2 when Shea Hope was dismissed for 12. That brought together Shimron Hetmyer and opener Ramanula Gurbaz, who took the reins of the innings and created something special. The pair put on 116 for the third wicket, with Gurbaz reaching his half-century first, scoring 69 in 37 deliveries. Hetmyer brushed aside the critics and delivered a profound performance. He smashed 11 boundaries, all sixes, in his top score of 91, becoming the first man to hit more than 10 boundaries without a single four. The defending champions went on to score a massive 266 for 7 off their 20 overs, the second highest total in CPL history. Chasing 267 was always going to be an uphill battle, and it didn't start well for the Patriots as they lost Evan Lewis in the first over for 3. Andre Fletcher did play a captain's knock, taking the attack to the bowlers. Fletcher shared in 2 half-century stands, 69 with Kyle Mears for the second wicket, and 65 with Sherfane Rutherford for the third. He was the enforcer of the innings, scoring 81 of 33 deliveries. But Fletcher's power was no match for the brilliance of the Warriors spinners, with Imran Tahir, their captain, getting 3 for 48, and Gudakesh Moti had the best figures, 3 for 34. There was a short rain delay, but it only delayed the inevitable. Guyana Amazon Warriors dismissing the Patriots for 226 to win by 40 runs. The result propels the Amazon Warriors to second with 2 wins from 2 matches to share 4 points with leader St. Lucia Kings. Barbados Royals and Trinbago Knight Riders both have 2 points from 1 match each, while St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots have 2 points, losing 3 of their 4 matches. Newcomers Antigua and Barbuda Falcons are still yet to get a point. Let's hear from the captains.
Honestly, it's tough. It's very tough. Playing at our home ground, knowing the conditions, knowing there is a wind factor, and bowling like this is unacceptable. Honestly, it looks like, I would say, school cricket. I know I might come down hard on the bowlers, but we have to find a way as a bowling unit to execute as well as possible. Yes, we may not get it right at times, but you can't be setting fields for when you have runs leaking on both sides.
I can expect anything from the team we have, and that's the belief I had. I think we wanted to bowl first, and I saw the pitch and I said, rather get the runs on the board than to put them under pressure, and that was the plan when we came to the ground. So look, the way we started, I think Gurbaz, even Sinclair, that was his first game after long. He's got a big heart, and he came and obviously he showed his skills. All the way down, all the other guys that help him, Hetmyer played unbelievable knock. Chemo was there, and Gurbaz. So yeah, look, we did what we thought before the game, and trying to put them under pressure.
All right, well, team, of course, we ought to give our reactions on this, and I don't even know where to start, because I'm thinking, should we talk about Shimron Hetmyer? Should we really talk about Imran Tahir, because he's been so good as well with the ball, and his captaincy is something that, of course, is a cut above the rest. I had the opportunity to speak to him last year for the CPL, and the thing is, he's such a nice person, apart from the experience that he comes with, because he even offered to give my sister Karishma some bowling advice if she wanted. Right? So that just speaks to the personality and the caliber of Imran Tahir. Then, of course, there were other players stepping up. Gudakesh Moti team stepping up as well, getting the job done with the ball. Of course, Guyana Amazon Warriors is a team that they've made the most amount of CPL finals in the history of the competition. They are a team that nobody takes for granted. They were they were not lucky to make to be CPL winners, but last season they got that off their back and they are the defending champions. But last night's match had so much about it. I think the knock of the match though will have to go to Lance's favorite player, Shimron Hetmyer.
Shimron Hetmyer is my favorite player?
Y'all always give me things, so I'm giving you...
He's one of my favorites. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but he's definitely one of my favorites.
But you have an eye for picking all the good players and calling them your favorite, like Pooran, Hetty.
Yeah, well, you can stop there. Yeah, that's it. That's about it. Well, the Ghana Amazon Warriors played like champions last night, to be real. You know, they are very, very efficient, and you spoke about Imran Tahir, 45 years old, and still bowling with so much energy, and his appetite for success and wickets, amazing. So it was a really, really great match to watch last night. I was talking to Ricardo earlier on. If I was playing competitive cricket still, I would love to be playing at Warner Park.
Didn't you play football?
As a batsman.
Yeah, very much the case. It is a fantastic venue if you want to get some runs, because it is a small ground, and especially the straight boundaries are pretty small, and then the pitch is also very good. So if you are a batsman, it is a fantastic opportunity for you to cash in. A couple of angles to look at this from. You just spoke about Imran Tahir, who is the captain of the Ghana Amazon Warriors team, and how he has been able to lead that team and marshal that team.
Yeah.
Last night they got 266, but you're never really safe on that Warner Park surface, and it showed when the Patriots replied, because for a long time in their reply they were in the game. Now, one of the things I see from Imran Tahir is his ability to motivate and inspire his players. One of the things he said in that post-match interview as well is that he didn't give Junior Sinclair an additional over, even though he had bowled well in the power play, because he wanted to bowl the difficult overs, and sometimes you want that from your leader to step up and so on. On the other end, you have Andre Fletcher, and I'm not saying that Andre Fletcher is incapable of inspiring the men around him, but now he has to dig into his basket of inspirational reserves and find a way to pump his players up, specifically is his bowlers, to get the job done. He was hard on his bowlers, and rightly so, but now as the leader, now as the skipper, along with the coach and the backroom staff, you have to get back to the training ground, get back to the dressing room, and in those discussions, in those conversations, you have to find a way to inspire the bowlers, and not only that, come up with very specific plans and specific roles as to how they're going to approach things, because it's 2 matches now where they have batted brilliantly and lost comfortably, and that has to be a massive problem for the Patriots.
Yeah, Andrew Fletcher himself picking up 81 runs, you know, that was a good knock, but then it goes in vain because, of course, a win counts for a win and nobody really counts the batting points. Well, we spoke about the man, Shimron Hetmyer. His blistering performance earned him the Player of the Match award, and he shared his thoughts after the match.
I think it was an innings of 2 halves, really. I think, like, in the beginning, I was just going a little bit with myself. With me and Gurbasser, we were batting, we were going pretty good, and then I just had to, like, pull it back just a little bit, I think, because I think we had, like, 2 wickets, I think, at Fellers, or well, Gurbas got out and then Azam got out as well. So I think in that space I had to, like, just pull back just a little bit, and I think a little bit of tiredness came in just slightly. But yeah, I think that was mainly how it was.
91 runs, 0 fours, 11 sixes, making history. And the thing about Shimron Hetmyer is, for quite some time, you know, many people say that, you know, he's been inconsistent, because you see a knock like this and you're like, where have you been, Shimron Hetmyer? And then he gets in the West Indies colors and it's as if, you know, it's a different player. We love watching him do this, but, you know, we don't get it as consistent as we want. Ricardo, I start with you. What did you make of that knock? It was just so good to watch for me.
Yeah, it really was good to watch. Really, only at Warner Park in St. Kitts and Nevis will hit 11 sixes and no fours to go with that. But I think Shimron Hetmyer is starting to look like the player that made us so excited some years ago when he came into the West Indies side and scored one-day international hundreds and looked like he could be a pretty good test player as well. Looked very good when he got his opportunity for the West Indies recently in that T20 series against South Africa, and looked fabulous again last night. He's hitting the ball cleanly. He is seeing the ball early. And I think those are all really good things for Shimron Hetmyer. Of course, let's see how he goes from here. But I think sometimes, Lance and Mariah, in sport, and maybe even in life as well, it is important to send a strong message to players, to individuals, when you know they have the talent, when you know they have the ability, but they are not performing. Shimron Hetmyer, at least for the West Indies, has been sitting on the bench since the World Cup, watching everybody else play, watching everybody else get their chance. And I think sometimes that can really force you into action, to get you to understand that, listen, the next time you get an opportunity, you better take it, because there's no guarantee that if you don't take it, you will have more opportunities to be here. And right now, Hetmyer is taking his opportunities, and last night was another example of that. It was a fabulous, fabulous knock.
Yeah, what a night last night was. I know you gave your comments on Hetty, but you can go ahead.
Well, I want to say more about Hetty, because I want to continue on the point that Ricardo is making. And outside of his brilliant batting and the plethora of sixes that we saw from him last night, the most important moment for me last night in the entire match was the post-match interview with Hetmyer, when he was responding to the question about like his newfound form and so on, and he said something that jumped out at me. He said that he's feeling the hunger again.
Right.
That, more than the sixes and how brilliant he was with the bat, was the most important moment for me last night, because it told me that, as Ricardo just mentioned, he has woken up. Shimron Hetmyer appears as if he's ready now to rediscover and his batting talent and flourish, because he's a player that, ever since he led the West Indies under-19 team to the World Cup title in 2016, we've had high hopes for him, and I've never lost faith in him. I've been a little bit disappointed with some of his decisions and some aspects of how he approaches his game, but I have never lost faith in Hetmyer, because I think he's an immense talent. And I saw, based on his batting last night, albeit at Warner Park, where batting is pretty fruitful, and his post-match interview, I'm encouraged that Hetmyer is on the cusp of giving us the quality that we know he has. So for me, I was just really happy with what I saw last night.
And importantly, from here on in for Shimron Hetmyer, is that he remains hungry.
Yes.
Because we always talk about, we know that these players have quality, they have the ability, they can produce one or two great knocks, but Hetmyer has the potential to produce quality knocks like that on a more consistent basis, and that's what you want to see from him. So hopefully he keeps that hunger, he continues to work hard, and usually when you have that level of talent and you are working hard, the results will show as well.
Yeah. Well, on Wednesday, we introduced a new addition to our CPL segments, the Play of the Day, brought to you by Angostura. Let's see what the producers have for us today.
So covered deep point. There's the use of the feet again, and that might be the best of them all. 53 from 18 deliveries for Andre Fletcher.
So there is some making up for Fletcher. That is exactly what he's doing. A blistering knock so far. 53 from 18. Yeah, that fierce look. Bring it on.
I tell you something, whoever is choosing these moments, right, they love reactions, because it was Darren Sammy's reaction that won yesterday, and clearly it is Andre Fletcher's reaction that wins today, because to me at least, there is nothing sensational about the six itself. He comes down the wicket, he makes it into a full toss, and any half-decent cricketer in the modern game will hit that somewhere out of the ground, especially when it's a small ground like Warner Park in St. Kitts and Nevis, but it's his reaction after that sells that moment for me.
Yeah, well, let me say that I heard that it was a Andre Fletcher 6 that would make the play of the day on the show, but I didn't think it was that shot.
Yeah.
I was
There were
thinking
so many
it was a shot when he charged a pacer. The ball was short. Was it Reefer? And he swung the ball over mid-wicket and then gave a kind of a pose after that. To me, that was far more of a play of the day than what we just saw.
And there are also some sixes from Hetty that could have made it as well. So, yeah, just want to add that. So, I think they did a bad job with this one today.
Yeah.
As I tell you, the selector, in this case, the producer, is a reaction man.
Yeah.
He's looking for the emotions.
Can someone find that 6 that I'm talking about just to present? Because it was amazing. I don't know if you remember the shot. He was charging.
I do remember the shot.
He was
That's
charging,
the one I thought would have made it.
I think Reefer saw him coming and dropped short, and he still went through with the shot, and then gave a bit of a pose after that.
Maybe it will be a nomination for the SportsMax class moment tomorrow.
Now that we spent some time talking about it, I think it'll definitely be in. But I think we have something from Nicholas Pooran. Is that what the producer is? Yeah, the producer is letting us know that we have a reaction from Nicholas Pooran. Let's take it.
Different from what we've done in the past. I'm seated here in the dugout, in the players' dugout, and I have a very special guest. Nicholas Pooran is alongside me from the Trinbago Knight Riders. Nicholas, first of all, thanks for your time. 97, a scintillating start for you in this edition of the CPL. There has been a call from your coach to set the batting records a little bit further this time around. Have you accepted that challenge?
I guess when the coach asks you to do something, you have to try your best to achieve that. But I think for me, the main focus is how do I win cricket games with my team? How do we stay consistent? How do I influence the group as well to raise the bar each and every game? Coach spoke to us today, and that first game is gone. It's done. Every single game we have an opportunity to do something special, and I mean, for us, the main goal is to be successful at the end of the tournament. So, just try to embrace the moment and accept the responsibility.
Yeah, I love that response. Of course, my takeaway: every single game he has the opportunity to do something special. Nicholas Pooran speaking ahead of tonight's match. Trinbago Knight Riders will be up against the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons. The Falcons are yet to get a win under their name, so it's going to be a tough one. When I realized they were playing TKR, I was like, oh no, they couldn't have had a more difficult fixture.
Yeah, I tell you something though. Nicholas Pooran before this season was the youngest player to play in the CPL. Now it's Joel Andrew. But just listening to Nicholas Pooran there, you hear the maturity over the years. Talking about now not just scoring runs but winning cricket matches, and Nikhil Uttamchandani spoke about that earlier this week as well, and that is so important in a T20 cricketing side, in all cricketing teams actually, because a lot of times, so often, Lance and Mariah, you will see someone play what you consider to be a very good innings or even a great innings, but they don't get the team over the line, and then there's a debate. Whose fault is it that the team lost? Was it the player who got them in a winning position but didn't get them over the line, or was it the player who never got them in that position any at all? My thing is, if you are good enough to get the team in the position, the way cricket is, and it's a team sport, you have to find a way to see them over the line. And I think in a way that's what Nicholas Pooran is understanding now, that it's not just good enough to score 50 from 15 deliveries when the team requires 80 from 40.
Yeah, well, we'll be checking out 5 minutes earlier to ensure you, the viewers, are able to watch that match. Trinbago Knight Riders up against the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, so you won't have to wait too long for that one. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk some football.
We can't get enough. So get up and unite for your team. Give the best we've got. Hands up, right up, and play hard. You take it to the top. It's how we play. It's how we play. Follow me then. Every man, every pitch, every fan, every day, every wicket, every storm.